it means to be a woman of color in power and in power.
Rather than complaining, we need to be the one to get out there and voice our opinions and push issues.
We've had an amazing opportunity to bring an amazing group of women together with vast backgrounds to really think through how do we get more women of color engaged in the process.
Women lead differently. They see the world through a different lens. They have a different life experience. And what's powerful about women in government is that they bring the totality of their life experience, the full breadth of their life experience to whatever it is that they do and apply it.
Those of us who worked with the research fellows from the Women's Pipeline for Change were inspired by their leadership, by their experiences, and by their drive to change the face of public leadership in Massachusetts.
Hi, I'm Lisa Wong, a four-term mayor of the city of Fitchburg, Massachusetts, and also one of the 2011-2012 Women's Pipeline for Change Fellow at the UMass Boston. The Women's Pipeline for Change is an incredibly transformative organization who works with women of color to provide resources to encourage us to run and to provide support services. A number of things that we're doing is very exciting. We are having 2 programs developed for mentorship, making sure that we engage with young community organizers and put them in the pipeline of power and of change. We're also working on a number of resources, including documenting all the women of color. I believe there have been over 80 since 1972 who have been elected to office in the state of Massachusetts, and to make sure we celebrate their work, celebrate the history, but also continue to expand that pipeline in Massachusetts.
You forget. I don't want to pretend like we're all so grown and so well adjusted that we don't forget. We can forget when we monopolize power. We can forget when we are obsessed about position and lose sight of our purpose. That is the value and the power of this pipeline and the sisterhood here. So today we celebrate a woman of power, a woman of purpose, who came through the pipeline and emerged on the other side as a transformative leader.
In 2011, I ran for Boston City Council. It was a challenging race on many fronts. There were many instances where I cried and wanted to just give up. But because of the support from Lisa and my fellow pipeline sisters, in particular Joyce Faribault Bowling and the Mass Political Caucus, I hung in there. Lisa, as a sitting mayor, provided me with the knowledge and advice firsthand from the firsthand experience. When I was asked to say something about Lisa, I pondered because there were so many things I could say about her. But the best thing that I could say is that she's a friend.
So she's our star. We're going to claim her. Lisa Wong. Thank you.
Because this isn't an event, this is a rally. We are rallying for women, we are rallying for change, we're rallying for the pipeline, we are rallying for the Women's Pipeline for Change. And I want to thank all of you for being here today. So if you don't know, my name is Lisa Wong, also known to some of you as a Fitchburg mayor currently. And even though, I just have to put this out right away, even though my term ends in January of 2016, I am still in the pipeline. Do not count out future runs for office. I just want to make sure people know that. Because you know how women are, right? We do so many things, and just because we finish one thing doesn't mean that we can't start another or another. And I'm looking at so many people in this room. I have new friends like these 3 here who probably don't even know anything about politics in Massachusetts, but I can see them running one day because they're in a room full of people who really understand how powerful change is. So after I'm done speaking, 3 girls right here, they're prime targets to run wherever they live. I'm just letting you know. Here's one thing that women tend to shy away from, and that is power. So understand that we want to make change, and understand that we work hard, and understand that we can be nice, and understand that we can be mean if we need to, and understand that we can use our voice as loud as we can. But do not shy away from the places of power. No one was stepping up there, and I really wanted to see that change. So think about those issues. It might not be the obvious ones. It might be, in my case, it was something as simple as a bond rating. I got really pissed off about a bond rating. Think about how many important things you get pissed off. I've gotten pissed off about inequities and poverty, so I ran a nonprofit. I got pissed off about the lack of resources in low-income communities, so I ran a redevelopment authority. I got pissed off about what was going on in terms of third world countries, so I worked for human rights agencies, right? We get pissed off about a lot of things, but it was a bond rating that got me pissed off enough to run for mayor. But I will tell you, if I didn't see people like Claire, and I didn't have organizations, and I didn't have support, I would have been pissed off about that bond rating, but I probably would have moved on. And I will tell you, even though the bond rating is now great, I would actually say that is the least of what I've learned and the least of my accomplishments in Fitchburg. What I have learned is that there are so many people with so much potential that somehow have gotten their power taken away from them. Somehow this political infrastructure that we live in takes away that power. And they cannot get that power back on their own. They need people like us. People who are going to go into those positions with the sole purpose of empowering ourselves and empowering those that we care about in order to get something done. So we have gotten stuff done in Fitchburg. And I know my husband's going to get stuff done in Holyoke. And I know that stuff is getting done here in Boston. And I know that Suzanne Lee got stuff done in her school that she was principal. And I know a lot of you are getting stuff done. But please do not forget how important political power is. Just pick up the paper. Just look around you. Just see all of the things that impact you, the issues that you care about, and understand that the political framework has absolutely something to do with that.
Okay, but you wear this, okay? So he knows you deserve to take.
Mayor Wong, thank you for inspiring us to reach for the stars. Women's Pipeline for Change. Thank you.
We're getting ready on September 29th, as you see in your book, to unveil a first ever guide of elected women of color in the Commonwealth. Unfortunately, there have been less than 100. A couple of them are up here. Diane, the 3 or 4 here. And so I just want to read this very quickly. On behalf of the staff, faculty, and advisory board of the UMass Center for Women in Public Policy, as well as the alumni of our Gender Leadership and Public Policy graduate program, we write to congratulate you on all your accomplishments and contributions during your tenure as mayor of Fitchburg. You are an outstanding public servant, recognized leader in the Commonwealth, and an inspiring role model to many women and men who care deeply about their communities and work hard to advance the public good. We are grateful for all that you have done, not only for the city of Fitchburg and the central region of the state, but also for communities all across Massachusetts